Love is Blind Season 6 is officially over. The reunion was eventful in some ways and quiet in others, but at least our only married couple is still together. I think the only reason that Trevor showed up is to attempt to get that nice guy image back. He just wanted to save face, and to be real, he didn't do it right. We know that after everything came out with his ex, and since he didn't deny it at the reunion, I'm gonna say that was his ex, not even allegedly. He confirmed it, he didn't say no. After everything came out with his ex, we know that he purposely went on the show and played the good guy so that people could fall in love with him. He 100% came back to the reunion to get that image back. Oh, I need to go to therapy. Oh, I know I'm toxic. I have issues. And it just wasn't hitting. The delivery just didn't feel like it was authentic. He really should have just stayed backstage if he was essentially going to say nothing at all.
Everyone on this stage would love to hear what you have to say about that.
Nah, say it with your chest.
Interestingly enough, one of you said that it looked like he was holding back laughter versus holding back tears. And I don't know, you might be right. Maybe he really did think it was funny because he kind of came on here as a joke, to be honest. Now, Netflix is petty AF for showing those text messages and then having the nerve to be upset about someone saying that this show is for entertainment.
This is a reality television. It is meant to entertain you. And I think that's exactly what we're doing. We didn't miss with this one, baby. We didn't miss.
Make it make sense, because the only reason y'all would show those texts is to be petty and entertaining. So I think Sarah Ann was right when she said that. Now, in regards to his ex, Trevor said they weren't dating. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I am happy that at least Nick Lachey did let him have it a little bit.
We do not want people to come here motivated by fame. That's not what this is about. It's not fair to the audience. And most importantly, it's not fair to the people right here. The people who have invested genuinely in what this thing is truly all about. We've got to call you out for it. So, Trevor, I know you asked to leave. You can leave now, man.
Nick said, don't come on my show with that BS. Yes, we all love the drama, but we need drama and love. We need more than one married couple at the end of the season. Me personally, I need at least an 80-20 real relationships to drama ratio on Love is Blind. But then we found out that Chelsea, from whatever season she's from, is doing the casting for Love is Blind. And now I understand why we have the cast that we had this season. Hey y'all, it's Nae. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Love is Blind Season 6, The Reunion. So if you haven't seen it yet, which you probably have because I'm late posting this, and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on the reunion, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation. And don't forget to like this video before you go, so I know that you enjoyed it. If you want to keep conversation going after this video, head on over to Discord. It's a place for us to chat outside of YouTube comments, and it's free, so why not? The link is in my description box. I want to take this time to say I am sorry to anyone who joined the teleparty and wasn't able to get in or had issues loading. I didn't know it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be smooth selling with teleparty because that's what it's advertised as. No shade to them. It just didn't work out for us. So I ended up streaming it from my Discord, which was luckily a backup plan that I had. And in the future, moving forward, that's how we're going to do all movie nights or TV show. Anything we're going to be viewing together is going to take place on Discord. So if you do want to participate in those things, I highly suggest signing up for Discord and joining beforehand, just so you can kind of get a feel for it, because it is a little confusing at first. But thank you so much to everyone who did stop by. We had a time. It was so much fun watching it with people and being able to chat in real time. So I really appreciate y'all for sticking beside me during that little teleparty debacle and going over to Discord and watching it with me there. Now, y'all already know how I feel about the Jeramey, Sarah Ann, Laura situation, and I still feel the same way. I don't think Sarah Ann was wrong for sending that DM. So I'm really not going to jump on the hate train for that. I still feel the same way. This is a show where you know someone for about a week, you get engaged, you go on a honeymoon, and then you get married. So while they are engaged, it's just not normal life. It might be real life for them, but it's not a typical standard situation. It's not a typical engagement, and that's why I don't see the DM as wrong. Don't beat me up. That's just how I feel. We don't have to agree. I will say that Vanessa was doing her job at the reunion as well, because Jeramey was trying to dodge a question, and she was like,
The question was just, why would you leave your location on and then lie about it?
I also want to say that Netflix was petty for withholding that scene where Sarah Ann and Laura actually had a conversation at the lake, because that conversation wasn't that bad. Laura seemed like she was okay with it.
I thought about it differently, and I shouldn't have, and I assumed, and I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, I really, I appreciate you, even bringing it up. Do I think the message was disrespectful? I do. At the end of the day, he made the commitment to me, not her.
Sure.
He got down on one knee. He said he chose me. He was going to protect my heart forever.
Right.
and that was it.
So I kind of referenced this a little bit already throughout the video, but they also played that video of Sarah Ann saying, "This is just for entertainment, baby." And everyone seemed to be upset about that, even the Lachey's. But is it not for entertainment? Again, yes, this is their real lives. It has that human element. I get it. It's all fun and games for us, but for them, it's very real in the moment. I completely understand that. But if it were not entertaining, we would not be here talking about it, Netflix wouldn't have a show about it, and the Lachey's would not have a job hosting it. So at the end of the day, yes, it is entertainment. I hope that people actually do find love out of it, but I'm also here for the drama. I'll admit that. So I think Sarah Ann being the one to say that was just a situation where it was right message but wrong messenger. That being said, I do think that Jeramey is lying about going upstairs with Sarah Ann when he dropped her off. And I believe Laura when she says that she thinks Sarah Ann and Jeramey came up with that story together. I still think he was wrong in that situation, but it's been a year. Of course, we're just now seeing it, so it's all fresh for us. I'm moving on in regards to that specific situation. It has to do with Jeramey. I don't really know what to say about AD and Clay. My good sis still seems lost in the Clay sauce. She seemed overjoyed about the fact that he was the one who reached out first when Vanessa was asking who reached out first after filming stopped.
So who contacted who first to get together?
Call me, duh. Call me.
But at the end of the day, he still played in her face. And I think that was the tough part for me to watch, was for him to continuously and boldly play in her face and her to just say, "I love you no matter what, I love you no matter what, I love you no matter what," and then expect me to feel bad. I really did hate that for her because I think she's so beautiful, and from what I can see, I think she had a fun and great personality, and it just sucks that she was willing to accept that from Clay. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think he keeps pulling her back in. A lot of you said throughout this season that you saw Clay speak about AD in regards to what he could do for her versus truly respecting her and truly liking her for who she is. He only seemed to like her for what she could give to him or what she had to offer him. And I can't help but point out that it felt like he did that at the reunion as well.
AD always navigated me. She always made sure that she uplifted me and made me feel like the best person. AD really seen me through. She's honestly the love of my life.
But again, if she's moved on, so have I. And I know that people are probably hyped about him saying, "Look, I think I made a mistake. I should have stuck it out with AD." But I'm not buying that because his daddy stayed with his mama and just cheated on her the entire marriage. So choosing to stay with AD doesn't really mean anything to me when we're talking about someone like Clay who has the trauma that Clay has. Because we can all admit that that is just some deeply rooted childhood trauma that he has. It's not an excuse, though. He needs to go get help for it. And he did allude to the fact that he has been getting help for it. I'm no expert, and I am literally 0% qualified to talk about this, but I did want to mention it just in case anybody out there is qualified. Clay's body language, pretty much the entire reunion, seemed very reserved. He was sitting up straight, but it didn't look like he was sitting up straight with confidence. It looked like he was sitting up straight while simultaneously being really, really reserved. Almost like he was stiff and couldn't move and was trying to look like he was okay. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but that's how I saw it. But like I said, I love that he is in therapy. I hope that he doesn't plan on stopping after only a year, because I do not think a year was enough. I've been in therapy for my childhood drama going on, not childhood drama, well that too. I've been in therapy for my childhood trauma going on 6 years, and I still don't feel like that's enough. So Clay needs many, many more years to sort through all that stuff he got going on. I wasn't really gonna touch on this because again, Clay's dad is not the focus of the show, but I don't really like that he also said his dad didn't necessarily apologize to him. He said that he said sorry in his own way. What does that mean? I don't know. I hope they work through that, and I hope that his dad can actually make some progress and maybe even go to therapy with him. I don't know who dressed Chelsea. Everyone else looks so beautiful. You know, AD came slaying. She had her nice little see-through situation on. Chelsea looked like she was going to Phantom of the Opera or something. I don't know who dressed her. They dressed her terribly, and they shouldn't have done that to her. I do think there was a double standard when Chelsea and Jess were asked about the whole Sarah Ann trying to link up with Jeramey's situation. And while Jess was able to admit that she did the same thing, having wine with Laura, and she was talking about going to see Jimmy, they brushed that off as if that wasn't a big deal. Even though she did acknowledge it, I felt like they were brushing it off while simultaneously trying to hold Sarah Ann at the fire like, no, but what you did was wrong. Why? Because she actually got the man and you didn't get Jimmy? It makes her more wrong than you? Because y'all played the same game.
With Jimmy, have you looked him up on social media? Has he looked you up on social media?
So I'm like, ooh, he must be thinking about me.
You're not repulsed by him?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
No.
If you were to see Jimmy, do you have things that you would say?
I do have questions.
Okay.
And I don't even know if the opportunity will ever present itself, but if we were in person and I heard his voice, I'm like, what would that do to me?
You also thought about doing it. You might not have acted on it, and that might have been okay. Just because Sarah Ann took the initiative to act on it, y'all can say that makes her bad. Again, I don't see it that way. In my opinion, they were kind of being mean girls on that stage to Sarah Ann. And I know I am in a very minuscule minority who feels that way, but that's how I feel. I saw a few people saying that they felt the host didn't spend enough time on Chelsea and Jeramey, but I felt like they spent too much time on them. They have been seen gallivanting out. Is that the word? I'm gonna say it. If it's not, that's the word I'm going with. They have been seen out on TikTok at concerts together, you know, hanging out together IRL. I don't feel like anything more needed to be said. Chelsea said they dated for a few days after the fact, and I think it's left up to our interpretation if we want to say they're still dating or not. I think they might be. If they don't want us to know, they don't want us to know. I don't feel like anything more needed to be said about that. What I do think they let Chelsea off too easily about was the Megan Fox thing. Chelsea was trying to say that it was just a silly little comment.
It was just a silly little comment that just slid in there, and my whole world has flipped upside down.
But I just don't think it was a silly little comment. I feel, to this day, I feel it was very calculated, and she used it because she knew that there would be a chance that Jimmy, like 99% of other men, would find Megan Fox attractive. So she used that as a way to be like, got him. I don't think it was a silly little comment. It was calculated, it was manipulative, and they let her off way too easy about that. So that is where I feel like the Lachey's dropped the ball. They should have pressed her on that. They should have said, why in that moment when Jimmy felt like he could not choose did you tell him you look like someone who's really hot? Then we have Jimmy and Jess, which Jimmy got caught in a straight up lie.
Also said that 10 minutes into one of our last dates that I just stormed out, which also wasn't true.
He did.
Which it ended up being about an hour and a half into the conversation, and he was the one who said, let's break and come back. And then they came back. So in total, it was like 2 hours or something before she decided to walk out. So Jimmy, you were wrong on that, and you still didn't admit to being wrong on that, and you should have because you were. I am happy that Netflix came with the receipts. Receipts never lie. Duties was evidence of that, and so was this. I'm the only one that felt like I didn't really know why Britt and Ken were there. I know that they were part of the cast until episode 8, but I don't feel like their segment really added anything. I feel like Trevor's segment added more than theirs did. Like, they touched on the breakup, but they didn't really touch on it, and they're talking about she's met people at his school. Why? I don't know. I feel like there's a whole situation there about how that breakup happened that they didn't even touch on. Who actually initiated the breakup? I heard some chatter about the fact that they had to film it twice. Is that true? They've seen those. I know they're watching because they mentioned something that I saw on Reddit. So I know that they're watching that stuff. I don't like the fact that they didn't bring up any of that stuff having to do with Britt and Ken's breakup. They just kind of went like, we're friends now and everything's fine. So they could have just kept that. On to the couple of the evening, Johnny and Amy. I loved Amy's dress. I thought that she looked like Jessica Rabbit. She came slaying. The glitter was glittering. She was beautiful. Johnny was looking good. Everything was great with them. They didn't spend a lot of time on them, and I saw some people upset about that. I saw someone underneath Amy's comment section being like, they didn't even talk about the one couple that got married. But y'all know why they didn't talk about them. They're good. There's nothing to talk about. There's no drama. There's no entertainment factor there. They just are. They haven't really had time to settle into their marriage publicly, even if they choose to. And the reason that I say that is because Lauren and Cameron were unproblematic, but we fell in love with them because we love their story. We love how cute they are together after the fact. Maybe Johnny and Amy will be that, but we just don't really have that with them yet. So there's not really anything to talk about. They're good. They're doing just fine. I love their JCPenney photos. I thought they were super cute and cringy, just like I like. It was highly concerning that Johnny at his big age didn't understand the female reproductive system, but it seems like they worked through that and are on to better things now. Outside of that, nothing to say about them. Like I said, they're good. Everything's perfect. They look beautiful. Go them. So in one of my previous videos, I was asking if anyone knew what Love is Blind's track record for success was. I think someone said it was like below 10%, in the single digits or something like that. So pretty low. Because this is an experiment, and an experiment has to have numbers tied to it. It has to have a success and failure rate. And that's why I was asking about that. At the reunion, Nick said that 11 couples have gotten married and 9 are still married. Those are really good numbers. That's about 82% of those who got married and stayed married. So that's a pretty high success rate for Love is Blind if you're only talking about the people who got married. But if you're gonna go based off of the people who made it out of the pods and got engaged, and the show isn't really having a high success rate. So love just might not be blind. Because if it were truly that blind, maybe it would be a little higher for the people who made it out of the pods and actually got married. 11 couples in 6 seasons, that might be good, but what do we average? 5 couples per season, so 5 times 6, that's 30. It'll be a little harder than that. I feel like this is the first reunion where they've had past couples on, and truth be told, I could have done without it. Why did they keep Lauren and Cameron in those clips, knowing that they were nowhere to be found in the studio? Lauren actually did address it on her Instagram stories.
Okay, so let's start off with the elephant in the room. Why weren't y'all at the season 6 reunion? We did not go to the reunion because this has been a very busy year for Cam and I. We are working on a lot of different fun projects, and the timing of the reunion just was not gonna work for us. It was also, were we asked? Yes. It was presented to us like, hey, you know, we're gonna have a couple of the couples come back from throughout the years. They will be sitting in the audience. They're gonna pretty much be reacting to season 6, which we haven't watched. And, you know, at some point, Nick and Vanessa are gonna just take like 30 seconds to a minute or two and just check in with the couples and see like what's up, anything new. So that's how it was presented to us. So we couldn't make it. That's why we weren't there.
So they were asked to be there. They just got stuff going on, y'all, and they couldn't make it. She also said, and Cam also backed her up, that they don't have any drama with Netflix. They just have a lot of stuff going on, as they should. They also mentioned wanting to exist outside of Love is Blind, which totally makes sense. They don't simply exist to be the Love is Blind couple. As much as we want to see them as that way, as much as we love them as the Love is Blind couple, again, going back to that real life, they're very much living their real lives at this point. They have real life things going on. And I was telling some of y'all this during our watch party. I don't remember half of these people, okay? I'm not throwing shade by being like, I don't remember y'all. It's just the way that my mind works. My ADHD just doesn't really work that way in remembering everybody's story and everyone's coupling and everyone's season. I just don't remember things like that. After season 6 is over, I'm probably gonna remember the people who really stood out. I might remember AD and Clay. I might remember the Bean Dip situation. As far as anything else, I might not even really remember Johnny and Amy. I might remember that they are together, like when I see their faces. But as far as someone saying their name and me being like, oh yeah, that person, it probably won't happen. So give me grace when y'all are saying names and I don't know who y'all talking about, because my brain just kind of dumps all of that after it's over because it's not really important anymore. Unless it comes up or something happens, it's just not top of my mind. It's damn near not even bottom of my mind. It was very nice seeing them. I love Britt and I love Tiff, of Bliss and Zach. But as far as their each individual stories, I don't really remember that much. I remember Bliss and Zach more because he didn't initially choose her and then he had to go back for her. But see, that's a very key thing. As far as these other people, those other two couples they kept pointing out at the reunion, I don't know them people. Again, I have absolutely loved spending this season with y'all. Thank y'all for wanting to spend this season with me. You know that I'm gonna be here for the next one. Again, sorry this video is super late. Just some quick housekeeping. For now, you can expect my channel to be pretty quiet for the rest of this month. Start to get active again through April. I've mentioned this before on lives, but covering these seasons in real time and trying to get all these videos up quickly for you, it's a lot of work. I'm not saying it's the toughest job, but it's a lot to have to, you know, watch and take notes and record and all that stuff and have meaningful conversations with you, because it's not just about getting the video up. I want to engage with you in the comments. I want to hop on you with live. I want to hop on you with Discord. So it's just a lot. I need to kind of reset after these seasons are over. So that's what I'm going to spend the remainder of March doing. March is also my birthday month. I'm going to go live it up for a couple of weeks. Think of it as my little channel spring break. I'm going to be upfront that I'm going to leave and it's going to be quiet. So y'all not like, oh man, she hasn't posted in 2 weeks. I'm going to go. I mean, you could feel free to leave if you want to, but I'm just saying I will be back. This is very standard for my channel. I have built it into my channel that I take breaks along the way. Otherwise, I would get burnt out and I would not bring you high quality videos such as the ones I bring you. I would eventually burn out and the videos would start to be hot garbage. And I don't want that. You don't want that. So we gonna get these breaks in. No, I haven't abandoned you. I'm still here. And by the way, I'm still gonna be on Discord. So hit me up on there. That's why, again, on off seasons, when I'm taking a little break-a-roni, you can always find me there. I'm just not going to be actively posting to my channel for the next 2 weeks. Catch up on some old stuff. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. Meet me back here in April. Again, thank you for being here with me, and I will see y'all next month. Bye. Oh, it's 7:30. I got to go. Okay, I got to get on this ASAP so I can get this hopefully up by, I don't know, 10. Okay, bye. It's been a long-ass week, and I streamed the reunion live on Discord. Shout out to everybody who came through for that. And it's just been a long week. It's just been a long week after that. So I just haven't had time to sit down and script this video. But I'm here. I'm sorry I'm late. Please don't hate me. This is my first time being late this season. So, all right. And we are, ooh, I have a bobby pin right here. My gots to be wasn't gots to be in today. If y'all see it throughout the video, you didn't. What's the word I'm looking for? Debacle? I hope my focus ain't been off this whole time because that would be terrible. It's just gonna have to betray me. It's just gonna have to betray me. Let him know. Not the Alpha. What's his name? Alpha. Whatever his name is. That's what I look like right now. Hey, it's murder on the dance floor. You better not still move. I didn't really know why Jimmy and that's not his name.
Alright. Folks, you guys are in for a bit of ultra content.
Only people who've seen Clockwork Orange will get that reference.
Make sure you put that in with the ultra content, big letters on the screen.
My hands shaking like I need it. I don't know why you got me sinking so